Hello, everyone. This is Alex, and welcome to the Math League YouTube channel. We'll be talking about Sprint Problem 29 from the April 2021 Elementary School Test 12127. Okay, what is the sum of the digits of this huge quantity? The square root of, in parentheses, the first term 2021 squared minus 4040 times the second term 2021 squared plus 4044. All of that minus 4, and then you take the square roots. That's it's not such a nice number, right? Is there anything we could try to make this a little easier on the eyes? Well, okay, instinctively you might be thinking to yourself, difference of squares. Okay, so we're definitely onto something, right? If we take a look at this 4 guy right here, right? This kind of tells us that maybe 2021 squared minus 40, this first guy, times the second guy, 2021 squared plus 4044, that should be 4 more than a perfect square, right? And this product itself kind of looks like a difference of squares because, well, both of them are equally far apart from, if you add the minus 4040 and the plus 44 together and divide by 2, you kind of average them together, you should get 2021 squared plus 2. Okay, so what do we remember about difference of squares? Well, we can remember that a plus b times a minus b, that's equal to a squared minus b squared. And in this case, well, we just mentioned that 2021 squared minus 4040 and 2021 squared plus 4044 are equally far apart from the quantity 2021 squared plus 2. Therefore, we should try setting maybe a equals 2021 squared plus 2, and b, well, how far apart are they from that a? Well, 4042, right? So then a should be 2021 squared plus 2, and b should be 4042, right? Great. And now we can kind of simplify this. What should that be? Well, a squared minus b squared. So 2021 squared plus 2 squared minus 4042 squared, right? Okay, and then we also have a minus 4 at the end. So we can't forget about that. Okay, so now we just put that under the square roots. Now we can expand out. 2021 squared plus 2 squared minus 4042 squared plus 4, minus 4 at the very end, right? So now we can expand, well, 2021 squared plus 2 squared. Before we do anything, right, we can leave that as is. Let's remember FOIL, right? First, outer, inner, last. Write this as a product explicitly, like, of two terms like this. Let's give ourselves more room here. Okay, so yeah, 2021 squared gets paired with the 2021 squared. If you remember laws of exponents, that's 2021 to the 2 plus 2, that's 2021 to the 4th power, plus 2 times 2021 squared. That shouldn't have happened. Let's rewrite that. 2021 to the 4th plus 2 times 2021 squared plus 2 times 2021 squared. And then you have a 2 times 2 at the very end. That's 4. So then you get 2021 to the 4th plus 4 times 2 to the 21 squared plus 4. And this is where the 4 cancels out, right? Because we have a minus 4. And so what we're left with is just going to be the square roots of 2021 to the 4th plus 4 times 2021 squared minus 4042 squared, right? And that's going to be it. That's what we're looking for. So that 4042 squared, that actually cancels out with this guy too, because 4 is 2 squared, and 2 squared times 2021 squared is 4042 squared. So this is actually just the square root of 2021 to the 4th, and that's 2021 squared. So we calculate that. That's going to be 4084441. The sum of the digits, which is just 4 plus 8 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1. That's 25. Voila. And we're done. But wait, there's more. So here's another way. And this is the one that came up in the solutions that were sent out to the contestants. So I'm going to go ahead and just erase what I have here, because this is basically a fundamentally different solution. So we're going to go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let x equal 2021. So then we can rewrite the expression of the square root sign basically more generally as that's going to be x squared, product of x squared minus 2x plus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 2 minus 4, right? Let me make sure I wrote that. Okay, good. Yeah. So this is what we're left with. right? Because subtracting 40/40 from something is the same thing as subtracting 40/42, which is 2x in this case, right? Because x is 2021. And then we add 2. And adding 44 is the same as adding that same 40/42 and then adding another 2. So now what we can do is expand out with basically our trusty FOIL method again, right? And we'll get x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus 2x squared. I'm going sort of starting with this term, right? And then doing this, doing this, doing this, the 2, and then the minus 2x gets paired with x squared, the 2x and the 2. The 2 gets finally paired with x squared, the 2x and the 2, right? So the x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus 2x squared, that corresponds to this first x squared over here. And then we can just repeat for the other terms. So 2x times x squared minus 2x cubed, right? And then you have minus 4x squared minus 4x. And then you have plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 4. Then you want to subtract 4 from all of that. And then you can simplify, right? That'll be x to the 4th, the plus 2x cubed, the minus 2x cubed, those cancel out. As for x squared, what do we have? We have a positive 2x squared and a minus 4x squared and a positive 2 again, right? So those add up to 0. Plus 2 minus 4 plus 2 is just 0. And now what about the single x terms, right? Just the x's. You have a minus 4x and then you have a plus 4x. So it's again 0. And finally, for these guys, right, the plus 4 and the minus 4, those just cancel out. So you're again left with just the square root of x to the 4th, which, as we know, that's x squared, right? Okay, so thankfully a lot of terms canceled out, right? And now we just get x squared. That's 2021 squared. Oh, whoops, I caps lock. Okay, x squared is just 2021 squared, right? And again, we calculate that to be the same thing as before, and then you get the digit sum of 25, and we're done.
Hi, everybody. This is Tim. Hope you're enjoying our videos. If so, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that sort of thing. But what I'd really want to invite you to do is to send us an email at media@mathleague.org. Tell us which problems you'd like to see us cover next in our video series. Take care and see you in the next video.